Let's start with the roller lengthways down your spine today. So right in the midline of your mat. And then we'll have a seat and lay down from your head to your tail. Feet apart, maybe 4 to 5 inches. Knees apart as well. If you want to use a ball between your thighs, go ahead. You have all the choice that you want in your mind. So as you lay down, feel your head supported, your tail supported, your feet grounded, and a little in front of your knees. And then let's open the arms out in the T positions, perpendicular to your torso, and just begin sliding a little from side to side. Picture your body wrapping around the curve of the roller. And as you glide from the right to the left and back again, you can feel the shoulder blades pull to the side away from your spine, and then sort of sliding back as you roll to the other side. We're doing this to open up the chest wall, maybe everyone shoveling a little bit, or a lot. And you can notice here the massage across your sacrum, between your shoulder blades, and the weight shift in your feet. Your arms lengthen out into your fingertips. And just stretch away from the body with the length of your hands, the reach of the fingertips. And then we'll come back to center and lift the arms up, big hug, big embrace right over the chest. Shoulders still heavy, blades are sinking down, and then exhale to pull the arms open, slowly out and down to the ground. The blades hug the roller beneath you. So inhale, arms rise. And exhale, release them down slowly. We're lifting here, a nice slow deep inhale, and the arms come up and fill that time, that space. And then exhale again. Go down slower than you would want to. Don't let the arms just flop to the floor. Lower them with resistance to gravity. And we lift the arms again. There's no acceleration or deceleration. You just think of a steady pace here. And then hopefully the arms reach up. Maybe tap the fingertips right over your sternum. And then as the arms go down, you want to feel both wrists, both back of the hands touching at the same time. So we rise again, once more. Blades go wide on your back as the arms lift, but they're still heavy. And then as you pull the arms apart, the shoulder blades hug the roller, the chest widens, you go down with the arms. And that's lift and then spin the arms up to the sky. So here we inhale, we shrug the shoulders up, lifting the fingertips as high as they'll go, and exhale. Collarbones broaden as the blades sink down. The arms follow that depression of the blades. So retraction as the hands lift the shoulder blades up and around the edges of the ribs. And exhale, the blades pull down. They go around the curve of the rib cage and the hands lower a little bit away from the ceiling. So lifting again, shrug. And exhale, come out of it. This makes us more aware of what's on the back of our bodies because we can feel where it connects to the roller, where it doesn't connect. Feet are still grounded and sinking into the floor like they're falling into quicksand. Just think the weight of your foot itself, the weight of the leg dropping into the ankle, into the foot, helps broaden the foot and make it sink a little bit deeper. The foot gets a little flatter when there's weight placed into it. So we lift the arms one more time, shrug as high as you can, and then exhale, just softly come down with the blades. We'll turn the palms forward as you inhale and exhale, lengthen the arms along your side. On the inhale, both arms lift in unison and parallel, go up to the top of the arm and then back behind you. While holding the ribs grounded, there's no additional arch in the spine, just a little bit, that's a natural curve of the spine. Reversing the direction, arms rise, and then exhale all the way forward and down. And lift again, arms glide up, and then reach behind you, only as far back as you can keep the ribs, the spine in their neutral position. And then bring the arms forward, lift them, and then control the descent. We'll do that again, going up. And exhale. The arms stretch back behind you. Palms wide open, fingers lengthened out. Bring the arms all the way down your side. Let's just lift the right arm up and back. The blade slides towards your waist, and then we'll switch the arms. The right arm goes forward, the left arm goes back. See if you feel the diagonal stretch and push your back and into your abdominal wall. It's an inhale for one sweep of the arms and an exhale for the next. The fingers will touch as they go forward. They probably won't touch as they go back. And then let's lift both arms up to the ceiling again. Widen the collarbone, the blades sink, and then exhale, lower the arms down at your side. We'll bring our hands to our shoulders, right to right, left to left, and circle the elbows in and then up. Go wide around and down. Arm circles here, little chicken wing circles. Spiraling the arm on the socket. Go ahead and move the shoulders, move the shoulder blades on and off the roller surface. So you get a little deeper massage into the tissue there. And by shrugging the shoulders up and then down, you'll get more relaxation in the neck muscles also. Complete one more circle, and then we'll reverse it. So they go down and wide, lift them up and narrow them in. They skim down the side of your ribs, and then they flare open at the bottom to circle around and up again. Try to match the movement of the two arms of the two elbows, so they're mirror images of each other, perfectly symmetrical on each side of the body. We work to balance the flexibility and strengthen the muscles, and we work to balance the range of motion in the joints. And then we'll bring the arms forward and along your side, extend out from the fingertips here. Full circles, arms go up and then back by your ears. And then exhale, sweep the arms wide forward and around, snow angels. And turn the palms down, reach up and back. And then exhale, circle around and forward. Palms down and reach again. Exhale, around you go. Cut the arms through the air. And one more in this direction. Inhale all the way back and exhale all the way forward and around. We'll reverse. So palms up to circle back. You lift the arms as they go past the height of your shoulders, and then exhale, dive the arms forward and down. Push the air out of your lungs and the belly sinks. We take it back again. And exhale, press. Looking from your lats, so pull the arms up and then forward and down. Reach back here. And exhale, dive the arms forward once more. From here, diamond arms, elbows wide, thumbs and index fingers together. And we swing that shape over your face, framing it like it's in a picture frame. And exhale, pull it forward and float the hands over your low belly, over your abs. And then take the arms back again. A light press here from hand to hand. So your right thumb and your left thumb connect. Your right index finger, left index finger connect. Maybe the middle fingers do too. And just keep the hands and the wrists in line with the forearms, with the upper arm, right? That little bit of press hand to hand gives you some feeling of work into the inner arm, into your tricep and down the edge of your arm towards your thumb. We'll just do one more of these. Swing the shape back. It actually initiates from your collarbones, rotating back inside your chest. Take the arms behind you, and then the collarbones rotate forward around their axis to bring the arms forward and down. That's good. So we'll slide off of the roller. And then we'll take it across the mat under our legs. We can bring our hips on top for a little hip movement. So go back down. Lift your hips. And when the roller's there across the widest part of your sacrum, pretty much the widest part of your hips, Hold the roller with your hands and pull slightly back with your hands, pulling the roller towards your shoulders so it doesn't slip forward and out of you. So let's begin with knee sways. The knees fall over to the right, turn your hips to the left, keep the left shoulder on the ground, and exhale, press to the right arm, bring your knees back up to center, and then inhale to let them slide to the left as you turn your hips to the right. Right shoulder blades still pressing into the floor. Exhale, let's lift. Back to center, knees and nose, and then look away from your knees as they glide over to one side. Press down to come up. And then to the other side. And again, we'll just do a couple more. Hoping that everyone here, if you were shoveling, your body's recovering well, and that this will help you in that process. We'll go back all the way over to the left, look away, and then bring your gaze and your knees back to center. To extend the legs up to the ceiling, stretch here, and just do a couple of point flexes of the feet. Reach up to the ball of the foot, then point the toes, curl the toes back, and then lift the heels. Articulating through the foot, so we work through the calf muscles. And the leg can be far enough back if you want to get also a little stretch in your hamstrings. All right, one more, we'll end in a soft point. And then bring your right leg back towards your chest, the left leg forward and out over the mat. Scissors, and we'll inhale to switch the legs. And switch again. Feet glide through the air, toes soft. Picture the air flowing through your toes. And then we'll bring both legs up to the ceiling. Exhale, rotate and pull the legs apart sideways. Both legs at the same time, moving in opposite direction to separate them, and then pull them together from the upper inner thighs. So the upper outer thighs, release the legs apart. Feel that stretch, and then exhale, pull the legs together. Just do two more like this. Opening sideways. And then exhale, pull them up to the ceiling, then close. And one more time with that. And exhale, close here. Now the left leg stays vertical and the right leg goes out and down to the right. Try to keep the left leg vertical, don't let it fall away laterally. And then exhale, let's pull the right leg up slowly. Tap the other foot and then it descends. Goes down the rainbow on that side. Right hip has to drop a little bit more into the roller. Push down through your arms, pull up with that left leg. Lift it till the legs are together again. So we alternate here. Right leg goes down the slide. And then rewind the film to bring it back up. And left leg. And bring it up next. One more set of these. First the right. Goes down with control and you pull it up with that same control. And now the left. We exhale to lift the leg and pull the belly deep. Now scissor the legs again. So right leg back, left leg forward. And now circle the legs. Each leg draws a half circle in the air. And then we reverse it. So if the two legs were paintbrushes, the toes soften paint your favorite color on the ceiling. Drawing a big circle on the ceiling above us. And feel how the leg rotates on the socket. The angle of the leg changes at the hip joint while the feet are circling in space. We'll come to the top. Both legs lift, and then bend your knees in. Let's frog, heels together, toes apart. Push the legs up and out on a diagonal. And exhale, pull them back in. You want the angle to be high enough that the back feels secure, but low enough that the belly is working. The heels stay glued together, push heel to heel. You can also lightly push down into the hands, especially as legs go out further. Retract, withdraw, bring the heel connection towards your tail. So we push again. And exhale, return. Now bring the legs to parallel for bicycle. Right leg up and back, and then it stretches forward. As it lowers, the left leg is lengthening and reaching forward as the right one comes back in. Try to reach your foot down low so that when you bend the knee, the toe slides in towards the roller. And then when it goes up, try to reach up and back so you feel that stretch in the back of the leg. So we're working for the biggest oval in the air that you can find with the length and reach of your legs. And then reverse the direction, skate the leg out, and then pull it up off the ground. It just skims across the floor, across your mat. But remember to pull it back again to feel the stretch in the hamstring while the other one's going forward. See if you can touch the mat with your toe as the knee bends and the leg lowers to get more of a stretch across your hip. We want that psoas to lengthen as well as work to support the weight of the leg. All right, and then both legs up, bend the knees, exhale both feet down. Do a little stretch here. First, lift your hips and rotate the roller. Maybe adjust its position so that you really feel that your sacrum is supported here. And then let's slide the right leg forward and the right arm back. If the stretch is too much for your low back, pull your left knee in and or bend the right knee, right? To lessen the stretch across the hip. So the back of the head rests onto the ground behind you. On the inhale, feel length from your hip bone crest to your fingertips, from your hip bone crest to your toes. One more breath in. Exhale, open the mouth and sigh the air out. And then we'll bring the right foot back, the right arm back to extend the left leg. And take the left arm back to open up the shoulder. So reach long through the center of the foot, long through each fingertip. Again, you have options with the other leg to either keep it resting here with the knee bent or to pull it into your chest. Now let your body settle in. On the exhale, it drops a little closer to the ground. We'll take inhale, lengthen, and exhale to that. Then if it works for you, both legs forward, both arms back. Bend the knees as you need to, or go back to one of the earlier one-sided versions, the tighter side preferably. Just take a few breaths here. All right, and then the arms can go forward. You can pull the knees in. Let's pull the knees into your chest here. Round your back, curve the tail up. Pull the knees in as close to your chest as you can. Just like counter stretch here. And then we'll lower the feet down to lift the hips up and slide the roll up. We'll do a roll up. So extend the legs forward. If you want to use the strap around your feet, you can grab that. Otherwise, arms up and then back. We'll lift the arms, start to lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale before you pick up the ribs, dive over. If you want to put those ankle weights on, now's a good time. You just dive forward, pulling the toes back, feeling the stretch, pulling the waist back to get the stretch in the lower back. And then we'll start to curl back. Stay low for today, and then reach out through the center of the sole of each foot. Articulate the spine down and lay yourself down vertebra by vertebra onto the ground. Stretch it back, reach behind you, and lift again. Coming up. Exhale, pull. If you're shoveling yesterday, you may feel a little bit different in your low back. So try to just input it down equally on the right and left side. You're shoveling, we pick up the stone, throw it. It's a little bit asymmetrical movement. You'll tend to feel it in your back and your obliques. We just want to try to get everything back to center again now. Head forward, pull the waist back here, pull the head forward, and then roll it back again. Try to slow your descent, but also slow it down as you're coming up, right? So work a little harder through the part that's you want to speed through by slowing it down. When you want to accelerate, that's when we decelerate. And then we'll take it down again. Let's just do one more of these. Go long through the center of each foot, curve your way into the ground. The head softly rests on the floor, and then we lift again once more. Big exhale before you need it. We'll go forward here to take that stretch. And then we're going back into hundreds. So let's roll it back again. Oh yeah, so you would take the weights off your feet. Yes. And then we come down to our upright curl. Right near the tip of the blades, pull the legs in, extend the arms, extend the legs. Look down your nose and you're pumping your arms. Inhaling and exhaling. Press the legs gently into each other, edges of the feet wherever they touch, edges of the knee if that works. If it doesn't work, you can always take the ball between the feet, right at the arches, or through the inner thigh, get a little bit more work there through the inside line. The head is high, your gaze is down. The arms are stretching forward, sort of rolling in slightly with the inner arm. So you feel connected into the outside of the rib cage. Feel that stretch in the back of your neck and imagine the front of your throat softening. Try to get the work into the upper abdominals right below the chest wall. We'll just do 2 more breaths. Full inhale, full exhale, and 1 more here. And then pull your knees in, lay your head back. And turn your head slightly side to side. We'll reach next for the TheraBand or your single leg circles. Lift foot in and place the band on the sole of the foot, on the ball of the foot, and the arch. So you lift the leg up to the ceiling. You can stand up on the band and pull the elbows forward and down by your hips. Left leg extends out along the mat. From here, just pull that leg back a little bit, get a nice stretch here in the back of your thigh. And then release the leg forward, so point to the foot. Circle across the body on the inhale and go low. Exhale out to the right, all the way up to the top. Do this without shifting the weight in the pelvic girdle. So imagine the right side gets heavier before the leg slides over to the left, and then the left side sinks into the ground before you pull the leg out and around into the right. We'll just do 2 more. Short inhale to begin the circle and a long exhale to engage the abdominal wall that transfers, knits together, digs deep. And 1 more. You're reaching out through your foot, stretch the band into a paler version of its color. And here we go. We're taking the right leg out to the right and then bring it low. Inhale and rotate as it crosses over and bring it neutral at the top of the movement and reach again. You're rotating the leg on the hip socket again. You see if you can feel where you're getting the stretch and how it changes as your leg proceeds through the circular path. It's drawing in at the ceiling. And let's do one more. The elbows stay grounded to help you hold the torso steady. And here at the top, you'll take the ends of the band in the right hand, rotate the leg externally, and then take the leg out to the side. Your elbow on the right helps support you. You can take your left hand on your left hip bone and even rotate that down into the floor as you push down with the heel of your hand into the ASIS, the bony point here on the pelvic half. Exhale to bring the leg up towards the ceiling. Switch hands at the top. And now extend the right arm out and look at that and take the right leg across to the left. You can spiral up off your hip, but keep the right shoulder blade grounded and then pull the leg back. Maybe bend the knee and rotate the leg a little internally. Straighten it if you can, bend it if you feel like you really need to. You get to choose where you feel the stretch and how much of it you feel. Let's unwind, pulling that right hip down to lift the leg up to the ceiling again. And then here, just pull it back. We'll fold the knee into your chest, just hug it in now. And now pull that right knee on a diagonal up towards your left shoulder. Keeping the hip grounded, maybe reach out through your right sits bone to have a little more length in the waist here. And then let's pull that right knee up and in towards the right armpit. So reaching long through the sits bone, maybe wagging your tail to the left. Back to center, embrace it in. And then release that leg forward. Give both legs a little shake. See where you land. Should feel like you're closer to the ground with the right leg and also with the hip and the waistline. All right, so now for the left, we'll pull that leg in, hug it in first, and then we'll take the band over the foot. Lifting the leg up and reaching up through the heel maybe. Soft point bend, elbows slide towards your hip bones to ease the shoulders away from the ears. And with the soft point in the circle, inhale, the left leg moves to the right and goes low. Exhale, rotate out to the left and then bring it up to the top. So we're reaching out into the band as far as possible. Try to decompress the hip joint. Get some stretch in the muscles here. Push forward, but at the same time, pull back through the pelvic girdle. So it stays heavy and grounded, no matter where the leg is and where it's trying to go in space. The elbows reaching forward towards the end of the mat, but also pressing down into the floor to help you stabilize your upper body. Add one last circle here. You can probably tell the legs feel a little different. And let's reverse. Push the legs, stretch across and lift it on high. Again, the breathing short. Deep inhale, long, slow exhale. You want to run out of breath at the top of the movement. So you feel that transverse abdominis contraction, pushing the air out of the lungs by pushing and assisting the diaphragm to lift up. So we reach again, and we circle, go low, across, and bring it up high, and one more. There is a feeling of lightness, of freedom when you have the support of your strap. So we'll take the left hand to hold both ends of the band, open the leg out to the left, hold the right side down. In fact, rock a little bit, rotate your body to the right to really ensure the right hip bone is rounded. And then you rock the left leg towards your shoulder and away. This will help stretch open your inner thigh. We're looking for that stretch, but not at the expense of stability of the pelvic girdle on the mat. Then we'll pull the leg up to the ceiling, switch hands, and cross the leg over. Extending the arm out and looking out over your fingertips, open the palm, stretch the legs, and rotate that left leg internally. Then give it a little tug towards your right shoulder. And today it's like, how many places can you feel that stretch? Pull the hip down to lift the leg up to the ceiling and pull it in. And then we'll fold the knee into the chest. Plug it in here. And now let's pull it across towards the right armpit, the right shoulder, and reach down through your left sits bone, maybe even taking your fingertips into the hip bone or into the crease to create a little more space there, a little more length. And then we'll take the left hand to the left knee and pull that knee up and in towards the left armpit. If you think of wagging the tail to the right, you'll get a little bit more length in the left waist. And then we'll pull the knee in towards the left chest. Both hands can assist here. And then release that leg forward. Shake out your legs. Let them fall where they fall. And take a couple of deep breaths here to notice where your body is, where you feel weighted, where you feel longer, or more energized. And then we'll pull the right knee in. Lift the left leg up, elbows wide, hold onto the back of your thigh, and roll up, forward, roll up like a ball. So we come up and sit at the front of your mat. Make sure you have enough cushion underneath you. You can hold on to the shins. If you want a little more support, hold on to the back of your thighs, your hamstrings. In any case, we're going to curl the waist back, rock your waist back a little bit, lift up your feet, and then roll. Your gaze stays down on your navel so you don't smack your head into the mat. Inhale, roll back just in the shoulder blades. Exhale, come forward and up to balance on your sacrum again. So we roll, make your body as round as possible. And part of that comes from breathing into your back. Inhale, think of inflating the back of the ribs, then roll. Exhale, coming up and find your balance. Do a couple more of these. I like the elbows wide and forward to pull the blades apart on my back, and the ribs can sink back a little more. Giving yourself a little more curve here, like you actually are inside a bubble or inside a ball. We'll do one more. Coming back up, and then we work into the ab series. So right hand on right ankle, left hand on right shin below the knee. Pick up the knee. Push up with your shin and down with your arms. Roll back, articulate down, and pick up your left foot. We pull the knee in close to the body, heels in towards the sits bone. Inhale, let's switch the legs. And exhale, switch again. The legs work like pistons here. One slide's forward, one slide's back. They stay in their own track as we move. And we maintain that connection hand to leg, leg to hand. So let's come up and stay deep in the upper up curl while we do this. We're going to end with the left leg in, and then bring both knees in, one hand to each shin. So from here, arms and legs extend to the ceiling, fingers and toes. So the arms wide as you embrace the legs in towards your chest. And again, stretch, exhale, embrace. Keep looking down. It's really hard. We want to look up to see where the feet are going. But if you do that, you start to fall back, and you'll feel it more in your neck and less in your abs. As you open up the shape a little bit at a time, be sure you're not going to flatten your spine here and hang your head back towards the ground. But now we can rest. Lower it down and turn your head side to side. And then let's extend the right leg up, left leg forward, push the right leg away to come up to an upper up curl. Look down at your abs and we switch the legs. Inhale, reach as high up towards the ankle as you can, and switch again. Eventually, straight leg. But if you're starting with a bent knee, that's fine. Just get the stretch that works for your hamstrings right now today. Or keep your head high and look down into your abdominal wall. We're using the connection of the hand to the leg to reactivate the abdominals as well as the arms. We'll do one more, ending with the left leg up. Bring both legs up, support your head with your hands. Pull the head up and pull the elbows down and towards your navel. We're going to slowly slide the feet a little bit forward, just a few inches, so you feel your abs super engaged and your back still safe. And then you exhale to pull the legs up. Smaller and slower is going to give you more awareness of what is safe for your back. And it'll also work your abs a lot harder to support the pelvis in a level position while the psoas releases the legs forward and then the psoas pulls the legs back up. So that's a really deep muscle of the right and the left that are controlling the leg position. The abdominals are the ones you feel though as they control the pelvic position on the exterior, superficially, right? So reach, exhale, pull that up. And now we'll twist to the right. Left leg goes forward and twist to the left as the right leg stretches out. Go up and forward with the armpit as if you want to tuck your armpit into the inner thigh. Good. One more time. We go to the left. And then you can come back to center and rest. Oh, pull the knees in first. Just round your back in case you miscalculated on any of the other exercises. Maybe rock a little side to side here. And then we can stretch the legs forward. Stretch the arms back and just get that stretch on the front of our body again. Open up the abdominal line. Open up your lats on the back. Maybe let's slide them slightly over to your right, and you can take your left arm with your right wrist. Do a little side bend through the upper rib cage, neck, and head. Pull back to center, and a little side bend here through your upper body. Going to your left, pulling the right arm with the left hand. And back to center. Let's roll up. So arms rise, lift your arms, lift your head, neck, shoulders, pull yourself forward. And again, take a stretch forward here, sucking the waist back, pulling the spine round. We'll come upright and open the legs for spine stretch. So here's a good place to elevate your hips. If your hamstrings are tight, you can sit on 1 or 2 yoga blocks. Otherwise, sit upright. Your knees can also bend a little bit in order to get the inverse curve here at your waist. So let's start arms forward, collarbones wide so the shoulders are relaxed. And then look down your nose, let the head pull the neck forward first, then the shoulders, then the ribs, then your waist, then your hips, you dive over well. Stack your spine from the tail all the way up. If you're zipping your back up a wall, come up and bring your gaze to the horizon. We'll do that one more time. So looking down. Exhale all the way out and burn down. Think of the head pulling you over one vertebra after the next. So sequence your spine in this articulation. Press down through your tail, sits bones, and heels and come upright. Reversing, lifting from the bottom to the top. Now bring your arms up by your ears. Look up and imagine holding a ball here. Squeeze that imaginary ball from your armpits. Now lift your chest. Keep the lower part of your abdominal wall vertical and then waterfall backwards. Just over the bra line with the tip of your blades. Palms are forward. We're going to bring the arms by the ears and come up, over, and down. Suction the waist back as you curve forward over your shins, over your feet. Press down through your legs and articulate up, low back, mid back, upper back. As you lift the chest, as you lift the eyes, the lids fall. Take the upper back extension again. Staggerate your hips is still 90 degrees. You're not tipping back from your legs, you're tipping back from the bra line. Over and you go again. Really pull your waist back, but let's stretch in the sacral area. And then we come up one more time. Upper back extension, like there's a wall that goes 2/3 of the way up your back. Think over the wall, just with the upper body, face up towards the ball, held above you. Come back to center and lower the arms. Okay, legs together. And we'll fold the legs in or open leg balance. So your hands go through the legs, hold onto the top of the ankles, suck the waist back, so your pelvic tuck and upper curl and lift your feet. The shoulders stay down as we extend the right leg up. You also have the option of holding onto the back of your thigh, and then you fold down. Makes you either works. And now the left. Roll the hand a little to the outside of the leg as you extend it up, and then towards the inside as you pull that foot down. So we rise again. Yes, you guys look great. And pull it down. This test your balance. We're holding yourself together using sort of like an asymmetrical hold through the abdominal wall. And one more time, extending up. And go back now, and then the left. Yes, good. Hopefully everyone feels a stretch. And then we do both legs at the same time. So we send both legs up, hold them there. They will straighten or not, just go as far as you can. Press them together at the end when they're lower, and then extend them. So the feet should just be like the width of your shoulders. Come back on down. And this time take them up. We're going to hold there. Maybe hold on more to the belly of the calf muscle. Maybe hold on to your thighs. Look down and we roll. Inhale, lift the tailbone with your shoulder blades. Exhale, come up to your balance. And we do it again. So rolling back. And exhale to come forward. See if we can use the right and left side equally. So we roll right down the middle of the mat and come up the middle of the mat as well. Yeah, we're treating our body like a sled. We don't want to be veering off to the left into the tree line. All right. And then here, when you're finished, you can just lower your feet down. And we'll roll back for corkscrew. So we can come all the way back down here. So let's use the band. This time it's going around both feet. Again, at the balls of the feet and the arch. And your head rests down, the legs are up, knees can be bent if necessary, but really get the feet right over the pelvic floor. So we're going to have a soft point through the foot, reach up to the ball of the foot, and we're going to take the legs over to the right, draw a small circle in the air about the size of a basketball, all the way around to the left and then back up to the top. And here we go to the left and circle around to the right. And then again, reach and circle, float around, come up to the top, and alternate each time. The circle should be small enough that you just get a nice feeling of weight pressing into the edges of the sacrum, sort of massaging into the SI joints here. So you are still working to hold the opposite hip rounded against the weight of and path of your legs. We're going to end going from right to left and then left to right. When you've completed that last circle, left to right, we'll come to the top and fold the knees in, and the band is off to the side. We roll up now for saw. So coming up, open the legs, elevate yourself up on the blocks again, if that's what you're doing, and then extend the arms out to the side and slightly forward to the chest. You could also come up to standing if this is really not comfortable for your body and you feel like you get more mobility. So we'll rotate here to the right and dive over. The back arm lifts up and behind you. You can bend the knees as you're going over for a little more mobility in your spine. Coming upright, twist, unwind, and reach again. Try to push down through your opposite hip. Lift to come up. Center equal weight on the sits bones. You pass to the midline and then dive and go long. One arm goes forward, the other arm goes back. Try to pull yourself apart here with the energy reaching for your fingertips. Coming up, center, twist and dive. Again, and one more time. You're going to hold the rotation so you're vertical and then unwind from the tail up. And then over again. Pull upright, center, and then the arms lower down. All right. Let's grab the roller and take it across the mat for our swan. We've been practicing it recently standing. We still want the same idea of getting the front line of the body really long. To pull the belly tight. In other words, we're not just going up and cranking into the low back by trying to push off our elbows or arms. Right? So we'll go forward with the arms a little wider than your shoulders. The head is supported here, floating in space, ears between arms. pull the collarbones wide to pull the shoulders down your back, engage your lats, and then bring your gaze forward and up the wall. Similar to Cobra, it's just a little bit of a lift here to the upper body. The pelvis stays grounded, and then we bring it all the way back down. Ears between arms. The shoulders not shrugging forward yet, but we'll do that in a bit. So pull back, pull forward and up. The chest goes forward, the collarbones widen as you lift into this backward extension. And then release it down. So you can feel both the right and left side of the abdominal wall coming down simultaneously. And let's do that again. Shoulder blades back, heart forward and up. And release it down. Now stay here, maybe lower your forehead to the mat. And shrug the shoulders to push the roller forward, pull the shoulders down your back to move the arms back. This is a straight arm shrug, right? So you're just sliding the blades up like you want to hide your ears with your shoulders, and then widen the collarbones, pull the shoulders back and down towards your tail. Couple more of those. So don't initiate with your elbows, keep your arms straight and reach out to your thumb and your index finger. Yeah, so if this is confusing, because it is sort of something that most people don't do, come up to sitting with me for a second. So what we're trying to do is really activate into our lats. It's easier to feel if you are sitting, so your body's vertical. So if you just take one arm up in the air, you're gonna lift the hand and feel the shoulder blade go up and then pull the blade down. So like your lat actually starts here at the front upper arm. If you follow the pec muscle up and then veer up a little bit, like 3 inches maybe, that's about right. And then it goes down here because it crosses over and becomes the back part of the armpit. And then it goes all the way back down towards your tail. But the part you actually are feeling is the part sort of right here, right? So we're going to pull the shoulder blade up, and then from this little bit here, pull the blade down. You might feel the tug all the way to the tail. But this is the movement we're going to be doing horizontal. Turn on the other side. Do you feel it? So it definitely is not like bending and straightening the elbow, which doesn't really get you into this. But you lift the shoulder up as high as you go, pull it down. It's exactly what you're doing if you're looking for something like on the top shelf, right? You like stand up, maybe you have a cabinet over your refrigerator. You pick the arm up to get as high as you can into that. And then you pull the blade down so that then you support the weight of whatever you took out of the cupboard, right? But we want to do that on both sides. Feel that here. You can do both arms at the same time. So both shoulders lift, both shoulders sink. That's good. Everyone feel it? So now let's reproduce that laying in the stomachs. You'll feel a little different because of gravity pulling us from a different direction. All right. So fingers reach long. Push the roller away by pulling your shoulder blades up by your ears, lengthening your lat. And then pull the blades down your back. The collarbones widen, the elbows still are straight. So float the shoulders up. There you go. And then pull the blades back. Bye. So good to see you guys. Pull it back. And again, shrug forward. Shoulders down your back. One more time like that. And then we can push it to the side. And let's flip over on our back here for shoulder bridge. Now, a lot of times the head shakes protest when we do this. So a good thing to do is to take the ball or a shoulder block between your thighs to let the inner thigh muscles do some of the work. You could also just like let me tap your hamstrings or even just mentally tell them to wake up and get prepared for this because they are going to work down. So feet are parallel and we'll start by pressing down with the palms of the hand, pull back with the heels and curl the tail forward and up as the waist flattens. The tail goes up and forward, the knees go forward, out over the toes. First, we come up into a plank, like a straight line from your knee to your hip to your shoulders. That would be sort of an intermediate bridge. And to come out of it, we can roll to the inner arm. Come down through the upper back first. Don't let your knees separate. Keep plugging the ball or plugging the imaginary ball there. And then come all the way down with your spine from the top to the tailbone. As you go over the sacrum and down to the tail, your waist floats off the ground. Do this with my arms back. So we begin with the pelvic tuck, the waist flattens. Go back through the heels and forward through the knees and the tailbone as you go up. You're gonna come up, you're gonna feel that work in the glutes and the hamstrings. Push down through your feet. If your arms are forward, push down through your hands and maybe the elbows. Now, if you want to go to a more advanced version of this, we would roll the arms externally and then push the top of the shoulders down, pressing more of the upper arm, the elbow, and then boost the hips up. Use your glutes. So we're going into a bit of hip extension and then also thoracic extension, trying to lift the sternum towards the sky as you pull the blades together behind you and open the chest, narrow the back. To come out of it, roll to the inner arm, the shoulders curve up and forward, you'll feel the blades separate. Then we can take the upper back down between the blades. Try to delay your descent going down one vertebra at a time from the top to the tailbone. All the way down to the sacrum, and then the pelvis rocks so the tail is grounded and your waist is floating off the ground. Let's do it again. So maybe push the floor down, curl the tail up, pull the heels back as you start to move the tail forward and up. Imagine like you have magnets on the front of your shins that are being pulled to the wall in front of you. You can come up a little higher with the chest and up a little higher with the glutes. And then we'll roll to the inner arm. Upper back broadens and sinks. The hips are still high. Try to keep the hips elevated as you go down. Of course, eventually they're going to lower too. But we're not focused on lowering the tailbone. We focus on the vertebra one by one in sequence going down from the top towards the tailbone. Hopefully that feels really good as you're rocking here through the hips and feel the strength in your legs and your back line lifting you up. Gaze is up. Don't turn your head to the side. Never turn your head to the side when your hips are elevated. Push down through your shoulders. Push down through your feet. Push up through your glutes. And then let's roll to the inner arm. Curve the back down. Imprint your spine, one vertebra after the next. Into your mat. It's like a deep tissue massage for your back. Right. That was good. So from here, we're going to work on a little bit of jackknife, if this works for you. So jackknife is a shoulder stand, right? We could start actually by taking your legs up in the air, so you have 90-degree angle at your knees. Cross your right foot over the left, crossing at the ankle. And then what we're just going to do first is take your hands to the thighs, preventing them from coming into your chest. So we're going to pull the tail up to lift the knees, but don't let the knees come in towards your body. So I'm not pulling in like this to come up, but thinking I'm going to curl the tail up to get that work into the low rectus abdominal muscle. And think of just peeling the pelvis on a tilt up while the legs stay where they are. So this, you're going to feel this very intensely at the very low rectus abdominis muscle, right above the pubic bone, below the navel. Because that's part of what you need. Now uncross, recross the ankles. Hold the legs where they are, curve the tail up. Sink it down, a couple more. Try not to let the knees come in, but just get that work in the low back. Well, the work's in the belly, it stretches the low back. Okay, now hug the knees in, off a little side to side. If you're used to doing a jackknife or a shoulder stand, we can just go for it. If you want a little assistance on this, you can take the roll across under your hips and support yourself here. Pull the knees in, and we'll lift the legs up. You press down through your arms, lift the hips, bring the legs overhead, and then slowly bring them down. So we can swing the legs a little bit forward so you have some momentum. You're gonna take them so low that the back arches. Bring the legs up, inhale, exhale, push down into the arms. The hips come up and overhead. And then you try to descend slowly. And bring the legs forward. If that's too easy, we go from the ground. That's good. So even if you get slightly off of it, that's important. First step. If you want to do the bigger exercise from the ground, it's more load from the floor. You start with the knees bent in, extend the legs up, the legs move a little bit forward. We swing the legs up and over, push down with the heel of your hands, come up and over. And the shoulders roll in and up as you bring your spine down to keep your hand connection to the ground, to the leg descending with your hips, and then the legs reach out again. I'm going to do it here one more time and then come around to see if anyone wants any help. Push down to lift. So that is a more advanced intermediate exercise. Just say. Does anyone want me to assist? Yes.